Miss Scarlett Johansson. Now, you said you watched Black Widow, right?
I did. I saw it a couple weeks
ago. Let me tell you,
IMAX. Good movie.
So you went to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. In the theater in IMAX. I was
what theater you went to?
And immersed in it. I went to the AMC at
Newport
Mall. No, like Jersey Garden. Was it Short Hills? It's one of the malls. They got the AMC theater.
Oh, I wouldn't know. All I know
is Jersey Garden. Whichever one got the theater in it. The one in West Orange.
See, I don't know those spots.
I don't know. Child, I went somewhere. I think it was I believe it was Short Hills. I think it was Short Hills Mall.
Well, as you know, I watched it.
Still learning all my places.
Yeah. Well, as you know, the actress Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney. And she filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Supreme Court Thursday that alleged that Disney breached her contract releasing a high anticipated superhero film, Black Widow, to streaming services. In the contract, it promised a theatrical release, meaning it's going to be released in the movies.
Yeah.
The bulk of their pay, they get paid like $20 million, I guess. She got paid $20 million to play the role, to actually act in the role. But I believe like a lot of these MCU actors, they get a deal where they get like another lump sum of pay depending on how well the movie does in the box office. This is why people like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, they get like 80 million or 90 million a movie, right?
Right.
Because it also does good in box office, which the movie did well in box office its first week, and then it fell off after weeks later. Like this movie is not doing well. And the reason is because of streaming. People are streaming this. I know I watched it on Premier Access. You know, you pay that $30 one time, and it could be like 5-10 different people, you know, packed up in your house watching it. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't pay HBO Max. My mom pays for it. So
right.
You get what I'm saying? They didn't make that much. However, Disney make a lot of money on the new subscribers or whatever. However, the actor didn't, and she's claiming that, you know, it's because of streaming. People are also pirating. You can literally find a way to download the Premier Access, put it on sites, and people were pirating the shit. So it was like there was a lot of money lost in this movie, and Scarlett Johansson is blaming Disney for putting it out on streaming services. Scarlett Johansson is not the only one that's complaining. There's a lot of movie companies. Warner Brothers complaining to HBO Max that all of their films were free on HBO Max. There's no Premier Access. That shit comes out, you can go on HBO Max right now and watch it. Like Suicide Squad, that's going to be on HBO Max. You don't got to go to the theater for that. Like a lot of these movies are losing money, and people are starting to complain. And now Scarlett Johansson is trying to sue Disney, which is a really big deal, because that's a big company to go after. I mean,
they got the money. I'm like, they'll probably just pay her. Just pay it, child.
Not just pay it, child. Not trying to rhyme. Here's your check. Go home now.
Right. Just pay it. Pay it.
Not just pay it. Well, no, I mean, I think they're definitely. I feel like the streaming services, like the Premier Access and the on-demand plays, this is like benefiting us because we don't have to go nowhere. And in some instances, we ain't got to pay for it. Like, I think that they should start. I don't know. They got to find some. It's same thing with streaming, like how streaming for music or whatever didn't really pay artists, and now it kind of does after every millionth view or download or whatever. I think they should start doing that with movies now, because I think this is not going to change, because this is the future. Like, streaming is the future,
which is true.
And being that like the pandemic is happening and there's possibilities that, you know, we might go back into closing again, like, it's not going to look good for a lot of these films.
Well, child, all I can think of at this point is just get y'all money up front, considering that this is the era we in. Like, I know that, but this movie was filmed, 2 years ago before release? Yeah. So they probably had no idea that we were all going to be stuck in the house, and then the world was going to change, and that streaming services was going to boom because niggas was going to be at home. So she probably couldn't even negotiate from that space early on. But I mean, asking for an adjustment. Sometimes with a suit, if you have to file a legal action against them, that means that they weren't willing to come to the table on their own to renegotiate the agreement that you have. Because all I have to do is we need to renegotiate this contract based off the fact that circumstances have changed since we made this agreement, right? And if you're not willing to come to the table, then I'll legally bring you to the table. Because that's what happens when you sue somebody. They force you into arbitration so you can try to settle it out of court. You're going to be like, oh, you got your side, you got your side. Is there any way we can meet in the middle? So you can settle this out of court and go about your business. So I'm pretty sure that it ain't going to take too long, but I'm pretty sure Disney's just going to cut the check because you're going to need her in those other Marvel movies.
Yeah. Well. I mean, they killed her off in Endgame. And
some of them got killed off in Endgame, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to go. You know how these fucking comic book movies go. They're gonna go back. They're gonna
on it and put it back. Yeah.
They're gonna. I mean, this gonna go on until we have grandkids. Darren, Scarlett Johansson will be old as hell talking about the new Black Widow. So I'm just like, girl, cut the check. Cut the check. Give her another $20 million. Tell her to go home.
Tell her to go home. And my thing is, I said this on TikTok. I was like, they would not do this to Robert Downey Jr. A lot of people agree too.
So we're talking about gender inequality as far as the.
I mean, it's definitely some undertones there.
Ooh.
It's definitely some undertones there. I mean, the fact that, because there's no reason why she shouldn't have got that much. Like, there shouldn't have been no other reason why because the movie was decent. A lot of people did not like Captain Marvel. However, Captain Marvel still made $1 billion in the box office. This movie made less, and it was a better movie. So, I mean, it has all to do with this whole premiere access and people pirating the movie. It's not because this didn't do well. It wasn't a good movie. So it's a lot. I mean, I hope to see her get paid, and they said Disney lawyers are real tricky too.
Listen.
Look, they said the only way they'll get sued and tried and all that is if someone get eaten by a crocodile at their place at one of their parks or whatever. That's what somebody said. Like someone like got attacked by an animal, I guess, or a crocodile over there in one of those amusement parks or whatever. They said that's the only time they'll give out any child. Disney got some good lawyers, so I think they're definitely going to fight this as hard as they want to. But they might just cut her check, but they might not. Anyway, speaking of Marvel, since we're on the MCU, esque topics or whatever, Black Panther. So we got a leak of a set design from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And there was actually text. There was text in Wakandan language, and somebody was able to decipher it. I'm like, yo, these fans are immaculate. Y'all can read Wakandan text, like damn. And it said, "Long live the king," and they're acknowledging that T'Challa has died. And originally I was like, wow, okay, so they're gonna kill him off, which I thought they were. Let me tell you something. The way Disney is, the way they did Carrie Fisher when she played Leia in Star Wars or whatever, they literally had old parts from other movies and they put her in this last movie. I thought they was going to do that here, but they gracefully killed off this character, and I think this is going to be a step in the right direction. So I'm happy to see what they're going to do for Wakanda Forever. I think it's going to highlight on the city. It's not going to be too much, which I'm kind of worried about too, because I'm like, there's not going to be like a superhero though. There's not going to be like a, like a superhero arc at all. Like, is Shuri not going to step up to the plate and become Black Panther? Like, there's a lot that we don't know, but I'm just, I'm curious and I'm hopeful of this sequel. So,
well, I mean, the comic book, they, T'Challa dies and his sister becomes the Black Panther as part of the storyline.
Yeah.
That's in the comics. So, it's unfortunate that Chad Boseman died in real life, but art imitates life and life imitates art in this instance. And so, eventually it was coming that the Black Panther T'Challa was going to die so that there could be a new Black Panther. And that we've known that for over a year. So,
Okay, I get it. Let me think. I guess it's my turn. Ooh, let me stop. Anyway,
Right. So
it's
I know earlier before in our pre-show,
mm-hmm.
you had expressed that we didn't have movies.
Oh my god!
We were reading in the archaic text, also known as comic books.
Archaic text.
Also known as comic books, but yes, and I'm not a Marvel or DC buff or anything like that. I have come to appreciate Marvel,
yeah,
as far as like their movies and how they bring these stories to life. But yeah, it's consistent with the storyline in the comics. So I'm excited to see Black Panther 2, and I think we'll probably see an even greater turnout than we did when it first came out.
Yeah, because people want to know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them, child. And I think there's like a couple movies they did say they were going to come out with the What If series, which is now we know it's like a little cartoon series that's coming out in a couple weeks. Spider-Man No Way Home is supposed to be coming out this winter, I think in December or whatever. And a lot of people are hoping that the original Spider-Man, like Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, is going to come together, because if you watch the end of Loki, spoiler alert, they opened up the multiverse. So this is the next phase in Marvel, which is going to be great, and I can't wait to hear about it. So